Hey everybody, so some of you may have heard that I'm no longer a realtor, and while this is technically true, I did launch my own real estate brokerage. So I'm not a realtor, but I own a brokerage now, and we're selling more real estate than we ever have before.
Yes?
I don't get it.
What exactly don't you get?
I know it might not make a lot of sense yet. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but I'm very excited to announce the new brokerage to you. It's called Clover Home.
I shall call him Squishy and he shall be mine.
It's a real estate brokerage built with a modern day approach that is designed to do more for you as consumers and keep as much money in your pocket when you go to buy or sell a home.
I like the sound of that.
Let me first give you a quick little history lesson. So in 1908, these guys come along, and this is the National Association of Realtors, and they're great. They come up with a plan to incentivize real estate brokers and pay them out of the sale price of the home with a commission structure. It works great for everybody for 90 some years. And then things begin to change in the early 1990s when Al Gore invents the internet, and these guys come along and they start digitizing all of the listings for sale on the internet. So remember, before this, you would have to sit down with a real estate broker who likely knew everything about the neighborhood, everything about every home that was on the market, and you'd have to tell them this is what I'm looking for, and they would connect the buyer and the seller. They would know the inventory that was for sale. But now all this inventory for sale is directly available to consumers because real estate agents just put it on the internet and started marketing directly to consumers. So then in 2004, these guys come along and they start doing pretty much the same thing. And then slowly we start to see the role of the real estate broker shift from a broker to an advisor. So if you've worked with me in the past, you've heard me say that the role of a broker is to connect a buyer and a seller. That's it. So it doesn't matter if you are selling commodities, illicit substances, or houses, the broker connects the buyer and a seller. But when the marketing of a home goes directly to the consumer on the internet, the broker is used more as an advisor, because when a buyer finds a home on their own, which is almost always the case, they call up the broker, we found a house, we're ready to buy it. And I say, great. And then I would step in to advise. I would help out with the showings, the negotiations, and the paperwork, and I would provide market expertise, but I didn't broker anything. I was an advisor. So this shift started to happen when everything went on the internet, and the shift that didn't happen is the way that brokers got paid along with the service that they provided. This percentage-based model of commissions operates under the notion that as homes become more expensive, they must be harder to sell, and therefore consumers should pay more money to the real estate agent for selling them. And it's simply not true. It might be true for the 1% of the 1% who can afford to buy the super luxury and their market is this tiny. But for the rest of us, it's the total opposite. Homes are easier to sell as they become more expensive, because the sheer reason that they're becoming more expensive is because there's more demand for them, meaning more people want to buy them. Meaning, when I sold Pokemon cards in 1998, it was really easy because lots of kids wanted to buy them. Today, it would be hard to sell Pokemon cards. If you sold a house in 1998, you probably expected it to sit on the market for a long time before getting a buyer. And today, you put a house on the market and poof, it's gone in a couple days because a lot of people want to buy it. The demand has made buying and selling homes easier. In 2015, something interesting happened. The consumers started paying on average in the top US cities by population $20,000 in a real estate commission. That's a lot of money. So naturally, consumers started to say,
That's a lot of money.
and real estate agents started to say,
That's a lot of money.
two things started to result. So first, people started leaving their careers in droves to become real estate agents, about 60,000 people per year. During the pandemic, 130,000 people said,
No, everything's fine. Hey, listen, I quit.
Yeah, they said that to their bosses. They became real estate agents as well. So we started seeing this massive influx of real estate agents. And then the next thing that happened is that the rebellion was born. So in 2015, we started getting all these discount and flat fee real estate brokerages started popping up.
You're asking us to invade an imperial installation based on nothing but hope.
Rebellions are built on hope.
I say we fight. I say the...
So for about 5 years, these discount and flat fee real estate brokerages were largely boycotted by other real estate brokerages who wouldn't show their listings because they were, standing up against the traditional real estate model, and people didn't like that. But in the last year, this is what happened to everybody's home price, and the average commission went up to $30,000, and now we are all questioning the system. Okay, so when the supply for a service increases and the demand stays roughly the same, economics tells us that the price should come down. Not the price for your home, but the price for the service provided by the real estate agents. Couple this with the fact that so much sales technology exists today, making their jobs easier. So right now it takes a buyer's and a seller's agent combined about 24 billable hours to complete a real estate transaction for their clients, versus in 1990, a buyer's and seller's agent combined would work for about 65 hours to help people buy or sell a house. So if you were to pay people hourly, your real estate agents hourly, which nobody does, I'm just using this as an example, but if you paid them hourly to help you buy or sell a house on the 6% commission, you would be paying them, each agent, about $1,200 an hour of billable time, which is 3 times the rate of a decent attorney. So clearly the rising home prices and the arrival of sales technology has totally exhausted the percentage-based sales commission model, and this is where the industry is beginning to erode rapidly. Okay, so all of these economic factors at play, and commissions are still the highest in any developed country in the entire world. Why are they so high? So let me give you a hint. Do you remember these guys? This is the National Association of Realtors from 1908, and now they look like this, and they're spending roughly $84 million per year lobbying and $14 million per year on political contributions to keep commissions high and consumers in the dark, because that's what's in their best interest, but not necessarily yours. They think that it's better for consumers to not know how much money a buyer's agent commission is on the sale of any particular home. We say nay, and we show you that information anyway. So if you go and look at a house on cloverhome.com, you'll see the buyer's agent commission is advertised right there for the whole world to see. So we say to the industry, okay, so clearly I have joined the Rebel Alliance, and I'm really excited about it, because here's the plan.
Here's the plan. We get the warhead, and we hold the world ransom for $1 million.
Okay, it's not going to work quite like that, but we did launch a modern real estate brokerage that works to benefit you. It's putting principles before profits, and it's saying, how can we do real estate right for everybody? And remember how I said I'm not a realtor anymore? Well, literally all that means is that I'm not part of the Realtors Union anymore. So I'm a real estate broker, I'm a real estate agent, we are a brokerage, or the rebellion, whatever you want to call us, we're rebels. Okay, great. So what does this all mean for you? First things first, if you've ever bought or sold real estate with me before and you want that same great experience, call me. I'm happy to work for you. Here's the only difference. I'm not going to charge you a percentage-based commission, because clearly that model is broken, it's eroding, and probably a lot of people are going to start doing what I'm doing. We realize that the service that we provide for you is largely built on our industry and market knowledge, our negotiation skills, and the effective marketing of your home, which is the same service if your house is $2 million or $400,000. So charging a percentage base just doesn't work. I'm going to tell you, here's what my service is worth, and that's what we're going to charge. And in almost all cases, you're going to save a boatload of money. Okay, so that's the full service model. But we want to create a lot of options here at Clover Home. So let's say you want to buy a home and you want to save a boatload of money on the commission, and maybe you feel like you don't need the full service real estate agent. Great. We built Clover Home Direct for people like you. And actually, we've had some first-time home buyers use it and had a great experience and said that it was super easy. So remember when I said
I would help out with the showings, the negotiations, and the paperwork, and I would provide market expertise, but I didn't broker anything.
Okay, well, that's the idea, is that you do all the legwork and we'll just step in to negotiate and advise, and we'll take a super small flat fee for doing so. So the way it works is that you go on to cloverhome.com, you search for a house, and then you schedule your own showing. A real estate agent shows up to open the door, and it's not like Zillow where you say, I want to tour this home. You actually pay for your showing, and then nobody can solicit your business, so you don't have 30,000 real estate agents from the Zillow lead crawling down your throat. Somebody just shows up to show you the house. That's their only job, and you pay them. You can even tip them if you want. And then if you decide you want to buy it, we step in and we do the negotiation, we do the contract, we do the transaction management, we do everything for you that a normal real estate agent would do. We just take a super small flat fee. And here's the crazy thing. Nobody's done this. Like, not even Redfin does this. On the buyer side, nobody's figured out how to just simply make the transaction cheaper by charging less. And now I know if you're watching this and you're a real estate agent, you're going, well, the seller pays. How can you charge less? Well, at the end of the day, the buyer pays, and it's a really simple model to just simply not charge the buyer the full commission that the seller is always offering to pay, and we just take a reduced commission, and our buyers win offers almost every time. It's great. What's also great about it is that our agents who do Clover Home Direct deals do this all day, every day. So oftentimes the advice that they're going to give you when they're advising you for your transaction is better than what you're going to get from most traditional real estate agents, because we do this all day, every day, versus hiring your second cousin to help you buy a house, and he might do it a few times a year. Nobody's doing this because the commission game is very convoluted and very confusing to consumers. Actually, I linked an article in the description if you want a long read about just how confusing and convoluted commissions are to consumers, and talks about solutions to the industry. If you want more information on Clover Home Direct, there's another video linked in the description that goes into how this works. So the next thing that we built, because we're trying to really shake up this industry, so we're doing lots of crazy things here that are really basic ideas. It's called Every Home, and the idea is basically that every home is for sale for the right price. Not just the homes on the market.
Every single one of them.
But every home. Think about it. If you were outside and somebody walked up to you and said, I want to buy your house, you might say, well, it's not for sale. But the right response would be, make me an offer. So the way Every Home works is that you go on to Clover Home and you put in your whole criteria of the homes that you want to buy, the location, the number of bedrooms, bathrooms, square footage, etc., just like you would do on any other search website. And then we give you every home that meets your criteria. Not just the homes on the market, every home. We also give you a spreadsheet of the estimated value of every home, how to contact the owner, when the homes were last bought and sold, and then we let you reach out to them. You reach out to some homeowners and you say, hey, I would maybe be interested in buying your home, and I'm willing to pay fair market price. And then if you get a bite, we step in. There are no realtors, there's no commissions. It's just a super, super small, fair flat fee. And you do an off-market transaction. The seller wins because they sell their home to somebody who's willing to pay fair market price, and we get it appraised. Don't worry. They don't have to deal with staging, photos, showings, any of that stuff. And you get the home. You don't have to compete with other buyers on the market, and you can close on their timeline. It's an off-market transaction. Off-market transactions are so much less stressful. Everybody wins. Well, except for these guys. Okay, so I know I maybe have been beating up on realtors a little bit. And believe me when I say that real estate agents are not the problem. Some of my best friends are real estate agents, and I know that there's always going to be a need in our communities for real estate agents. The problem is that the number of real estate agents trying to solicit your business vastly outweighs the market's demand for the services that they provide. And the massive majority of them are not experts at their crafts and able to justify the commissions that they charge, which is why we created Neighborhood Experts. If you want to work with a full service, traditional real estate agent, great, more power to you. We honestly think that there's a lot of really great ones. But if you're going to pay a full commission, it's a lot of money. And there's no reason that you shouldn't work with the best real estate agent in your neighborhood. Not the best real estate agent in town who might live 35 minutes away and not know anything about your neighborhood, but work with the best agent in your neighborhood. We've already done all this work for you. So we have pre-vetted the top 7% of all real estate agents and found out exactly what neighborhood that they live in, and they represent their own neighborhood. So when you're looking at a house on cloverhome.com and you have all these different options to buy the house, one of those options is to work with the neighborhood expert, where you can simply click on the neighborhood expert and you can connect with them directly, and you can know with confidence that you're working with the best agent who's actually involved in their community, and they live in the community that you are looking to buy or sell in. Okay, if you enjoyed this smashing content and you want to see more of it, do us all a favor and smash that like button below like this guy. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel, and make sure to head over to cloverhome.com to check out everything that we're doing to shake up the industry. Set up a home search, look around, see why it's the best home search in the neighborhood, in the West. It's the best home search in the world. Just use it. Go get rid of all the other home searches that you're using and use Clover Home. Until next time.